Hey guys, my name is Sharon and my page is called Sharon Nailed It or Failed It, where I give you content and you can decide whether the content I'm giving you, whether I nailed it or failed it in the comment section below. But today we're going to talk about building your emotional house. So I wanted to start a series to talk about building your emotional house and about taking a personal retreat day so that you can be the best version of yourself. So many times we get so distracted with life, so many things going on that we don't take enough time for ourselves, whether it's being, you know, being there for your parents, being there for your spouse, being there for your children, being there for your friends and things like that. Sometimes you just got to take a step back and worry about you for a change. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to give you 12 action steps that you can take to being the best version of yourself. So let's get into it. And before we get into it, I want you to get some pen and paper. So pause the video right now, get you some pen and paper because I want you to write this down. Or if for some reason you're somewhere where you can't write it down, go ahead and add me to your favorites list. That way you can pull this video up later and write these things down because we're going to be working on these steps every single day through my little series that I'm going to have going on called Be Your Own Motivation. So building your emotional house. So your personal retreat day, you're going to take once a month. So every month you're going to think about what happened the last month that I can do better this month coming up. And so the goal is not to worry about your past and the bad things that's happened or anything like that. Right now, we just want to focus on right now where you are currently in your life, and then eventually as you hone into what you got going on, whether those things are serving you a purpose or not, then you'll be able to retract, go back and clear up some things in the past. But right now we just want to focus on the last 30 to 31 days of your life. How is everything going? Okay, so your personal retreat day, you take one day off to do inventory on your life, okay? So number one, and the reason I'm looking down is because I got everything written down for you because it's a lot to try to remember on my own. So I am a believer. So some of these things may or may not apply to you, but stick with me anyway. If it doesn't apply to you, don't worry about it. There are some things in here that will apply to you, okay? I'm not one of those people that try to shove my religion down anybody's throat, but this is just what I have going on in my life personally, and I just want to encourage someone else. So if anything in here doesn't apply to you, that is totally fine. You just take out of this what you can get out of it. There is no judgment here, okay? So let's go. So how is my faith life? So how's me and Jesus doing? How is our relationship? Am I going to church? Am I reading my word? Like, what's going on? Like, am I doing everything I'm supposed to do? We're not going to dive into these really deep today. Don't forget, we're just writing everything down. And then as my series goes on each day, then we're going to take these one by one and make some action steps for us to take to move towards being the best version of us, okay? So the first one is, how's my faith life? How's me and Jesus doing, okay? And this is just in the last 30 days. We're not worrying about anything else, okay? Write that on your paper. The last 30 days, okay? And number two, how's my marriage? I'm married. You may not be married. So that's what I'm saying. Some of these things may not apply to you. So you could be single, newly divorced, widowed. It's different situations as far as relationships is concerned. So how is your relationship? Even if you're single, how's your singleness going? How are you feeling about being single or whatever? Okay. And then, how are my kids? So you may not have kids. You may want kids, so this is something you can either take out, put in, something you could think about, like, if you are a person who does want children or may want children, you can take some action steps to make sure that your life that you're creating for yourself, your emotional house, is preparing you to be a parent. So how are my kids doing? Number four, my job. How is my job going? Do I love my job? Do I hate my job? Am I ready to quit my job? Did I just start a new job? Do I want to start a business? So how's my job going? How am I feeling about it? Okay. Number 5, my purpose. So whether you believe in God or not, I believe we are all here and we all have a purpose. And so have you found your purpose? If not, we could take some action steps to help you be on the right path to figure out what your purpose is. Because the moment you find what your purpose is, you'll be a whole lot happier in your life. I know personally that my purpose is motivational speaking and helping people. And I've run away from it from a very long time, and I've been very miserable. I'm not even gonna lie. I would start my YouTube page and then I would run away. I would start and run away, and it's just been so much going on in my mind. I just, so I need these 12 steps just as much as you do. So do not think I got it all together, because I don't. So you're doing these 12 steps with me, okay? And we're gonna do these every single month. It does not matter, okay? Number 6, my digital use. So how long are you staying on social media? Are you staying on Facebook too long? Twitter, TikTok? Like, what are we doing with our digital use, and what are we consuming? Are we consuming content that is fruitful? Like, are we looking at things that's going to help us, that's going to help motivate us? Like, kind of like this video, watching something that's motivating you, or are you watching something, just wasting time, And that's the next thing we have to talk about, because of the digital use, you end up wasting time. So we're going to talk about how are you spending your time? How are you using it? And do you have a schedule? So we want to start creating a schedule that we can actually make practical and use, every day. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to create a schedule together. Finances, like, how's my money going? Am I making enough money? Do I need more money? Well, what is my finance looking like? Am I tithing? Am I giving to charity? Am I giving my money away to my friends who want to borrow money every time the wind blows? Or am I paying somebody's bills that I probably shouldn't pay? Am I giving too much money to my parents and I shouldn't? We're going to talk about all those things, okay? Your finances. And so number 9, your social life. Who are your friends? Who do you have around you? Are they fruitful people? Are they toxic people? Are they people taken from the tree, or they're given to the tree? Who are you surrounding yourself around? Because who you surround yourself around ultimately will determine who you're going to become. You don't want to keep hanging around people who don't have anything going on for themselves. You don't want to hang around people who don't have anything, because you won't have anything. And if you do have something, eventually they're going to take it, and then you won't have anything. People will just use you, okay? We'll talk about that. How's my attitude? Your attitude is everything. Everything, 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 everything. Whether it's positive or negative, your attitude is it's gonna form your day. Like, how am I waking up in the morning? How am I feeling? Am I handling stress well? Because stress can kill you, So how am I handling stress? How's my attitude? Am I snapping off at my spouse or my children? Or, do I got a short fuse at work where I'm bickering with people at work? Like, how am I feeling emotionally? So my health. And so your attitude is connected to your health, believe it or not. So it's not just about what you eat, it's about your thought process too. It can become toxic to you. It can make you sick if you're just being negative all the time. So how is your health? And when I say just your health, I don't necessarily just mean the inner health. We're talking about the outer health too. I'll give you an example. So I do taxes seasonally, and I also do nails. I'm a licensed cosmetologist that does nails. And so when I was working this past tax season, I had got a promotion, and so I was working a lot of hours, and I just did not have enough time to do my nails, and I had to type a lot, and my nails started getting long. I just did not have time or the energy to do my nails, because me and my coworker, we were because with COVID, short staffed. It's normally a 4 to 5 person office, and there's only 2 of us working. So I was literally working 13 days straight, getting 1 day off a week for quite some time. And then it slowed down a little bit, where I actually got 1 day off each week, while I was only working 6 days at a time. And then it picked back up to me working 13 days straight. And so I didn't have time to do my nails. And so my best friend saw me, and she's been my best friend since before I had my child. He just turned 15. So that's how long me and her have been friends. And so I finally made some time to be around my friends, and she looked at me and she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, what do you mean what's wrong with me? She's like, are you okay? I'm like, what do you mean am I okay? She was like, you don't have any nails on. And I'm like, girl, I've been going through it. So, and so sometimes, your outer appearance can show people what you're going through. Like getting your lashes done. Somebody's like, she ain't got her lashes done. Her hair's not done. Her clothes looking a little. So some people can like people who really know you, they can see that you have something going on. So it's not always about what you're eating and consuming, which that is a big part of your health, but also like your outer health. Like what are you doing for yourself? Like a spa day and things like that. Like you have to take care of yourself. And so self-care is really important. So I feel like what you eat and exercise and all that's good too. But it's important to take care of your outer appearance as well. It says a lot about you, especially if you want to be successful, because start wearing, oh yeah, my old pastor from my old church, because I just moved to the country. So we just found us a new church recently, but she's a millionaire. And so Dr. Jewel Tanker, and she talks about how women go to the grocery store with bonnets on their head. And since she started saying that, I started wearing a bonnet out of the house, because she's like, what millionaire do you know goes to the store with a bonnet on their head? And it started making me think, I'm a millionaire. It's like she talks about, I'm a millionaire. And so I have to act as such. And so like tonight, I didn't even want to put no makeup on my face, but I put a little foundation on, put a little highlight on, put me a little glitter on my eyelids, got my little edges straight for y'all. I was going to have my hair done, of course, put me some lip gloss on, but that's all I was going to do. But I'm like, no, Sharon, you have to set the tone. Like, you have to do a little. She's like, people say, oh, you so extra. You said, okay, and I am. And it made me feel good, because I'm like, I feel like I'm extra sometimes. People say I'm basic, but I'm like, sometimes I feel like I'm really extra. And so it's okay to be extra. It's okay, it's okay to do a little extra. And some people don't want to wear makeup, and that's totally fine too. Let's put some lip gloss on. Put a lip ponytail up, do something, for yourself. So outer appearance is important too, especially if you're trying to get to the next level. Okay, sorry. Got a little long-winded. And so number 12, my soul. How is your soul doing? And the soul is defined by mind, will, and emotion. That could be that's a whole conversation in itself, but just know, your soul is important too, and making sure that that's okay is number one. But that's why it's at the end, because as you think about your faith and you and Jesus, and then you work through all these things, and then at the end you have your soul, and it's like that's where we want to leave it, that day of rest, that day of thinking about all this stuff, but in the end, how is your soul? So it's like all these things are tied to that, because you have a lot of stuff going on, you got a lot of other people relying on you, but at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own soul salvation. So you have to make sure that your mind, your will, and your emotion is straight. And so something else, Dr. Henry Cloud said, there is a way to build your emotional house. If you build it the right way, it will prepare you for adversity and change. And so adversity is just like when things come your way left and right, whether it be good or bad. If you have all these things that we just talked about, if you keep those things in check, you'll be fine. And then change. It's hard for people to change. It's hard for people to do better. But if you're working on these things constantly, taking that personal day once a month and reevaluating the previous month, seeing what you can do, see what you can tweak, it's going to make a difference. It's going to make change easier for you. Some people don't want to change, and some people do want to change, but you have to have some action steps. And so that's when we get into system and goals. And so these are the things that we're going to start breaking down in this little series right here. Is goals are targets that you achieve, while systems are the process you put in place to help you achieve them. So let's break that down a little bit further. A goal tells you where you want to go. They're focused on tomorrow. And systems tell you what you need to do every day to get there, and they're focused on today. So they say it's more important to have a good system in place than it is to worry about your goals. Your goals will be there. They're tomorrow. But what are you doing today to get there? And so that's what I'm working on. So for me, one of my main goals right now is to become a paid influencer. And so I have been doing a little research. That's my system. Doing research, looking at other YouTubers to teach you how to, do this, navigate this YouTube thing. And so somebody I really follow, Think Media, said you want to push out your first 100 videos like back to back. And since I've had my channel for a while, I thought about starting a new channel, but I don't want to because this is my baby, and I've always wanted to like grow this one. I do want to have other stuff like finances, just because I have been an entrepreneur and I do taxes and stuff, but I don't want to worry about that right now. And then I also doing like the a shed to tiny house build, and I have a garden and things like that, but I want to put that on my family channel. So my goal is to have 3 channels that generate income, so I don't have to work a 9 to 5. I can be a content creator, take care of my family, continue to homeschool my children, and travel and things like that. I want to be able to let my kids see the world and do things with them that I was never able to do with my mom. And so, and also do things with my mom and dad. And so, just being able to have that freedom. So that's my goal. And the system in place is looking at other YouTubers and getting that information that I need, and getting you a notebook and writing things down so that you can have a system in place to get to your goal. And so think of your personal retreat day as your upgrade to your system, a way to get the kinks and the bugs out. So think about it. When you download an app on your phone, it's been there for a while and starts acting up, what does the developer do? They shut it down to do some maintenance. And so that's what you want to do. You want to take this personal retreat day. You want to shut down. You don't want to take distractions away. So no social media, none of that stuff. And just get your pen and paper and start getting your system rebooted. So what did you do in the past 30 days that you could do better? So look at these 12 things and you say, or you could just put good or bad. Good, bad, okay. Make a little note next to these 12 things. Like, how's my faith life? For me, it's going better than it was. Because I started this new church. We started about maybe almost a month and a half ago. So how's my faith life? So much better than it was 60 days ago. And so I'm just focusing on these past 30 days. What have I been doing? So how's my faith life? To be honest with you, it's great. I'm gonna say it's great. My marriage, not so good. I can admit that. Me and my husband know we got a lot of work to do. But that's why we're back in church and we're fighting for our marriage every day. And whether we make it or not, I know that we're doing the best that we can. My kids, okay, they don't do everything I tell them to do, but we're working on it. My job. Right now, I'm unemployed. I had a job when tax season ended, but then the nail shop closed. I live in a very rural area, so I've been looking for a remote job, and I can't find one. And I'm like, well, maybe that's God pushing me towards doing this content creation, because this is what I really want to do. This is what my heart and my passion is. So as far as my job is concerned, this is it. This is what I really want to do. This is what my heart's desire. And see, my purpose, number 5. This is what I want, and today I feel like I'm taking the first step, because Wednesday night, I really just gave it all to him, and he told me what to do. He's been telling me, and I just been hard-headed. So my purpose and my note, but next to that is I'm finally taking a step out on faith. My digital use. I've been doing more social media than I should. I should be studying more. And I'm about to start school and stuff too. So I'm gonna really have to slow down. So my digital use has been too much. Have I been using my time, and do I have a schedule? I started a schedule. I'm supposed to, even though I don't work. I set me an alarm on what time I wake up, and I set it for 8 hours for me to, even though I don't have a job, I'm working. I set my alarm like I do have a job. So I'll get up and I'll start doing my life insurance stuff, and then I'll get distracted with social media. So it's like I have some work to do as well. But school's about to start July 20th. I'm finna go back to school to get my bachelor's degree in business and administration with a focus in accounting. Because I want to get the finance, get into finance and things like that. And then look, finance is the next one. How's my finances? They are not good. They are not good at all. Social life, non-existent. I haven't really been talking to anybody. I've been kind of keeping to myself. I talk to my mom more than anybody besides my husband and my children. So my social life is right now, and I'm okay with that because I'm growing. I'm trying to get myself together. My attitude, a little emotional, a little frustrated, a little irritated. I would say my fuse is not as short as it has been, but in the last 30 days, I think since I've been going back to church, my attitude, I feel like, towards life and towards a lot of things is getting better. My health, I had got, this time last year, I got approved for a weight loss surgery, and then my surgeon told me that I couldn't have it after I had already made plans to move out here, and it's an hour and 20-minute drive back to where we used to live, probably a little bit further with where his job was. And so he ended up having to quit his job and take a new job here. So we lost our insurance and I could not have my weight loss surgery. So now I am still fat. He had got insurance back again that started in January. But with tax season being so busy, I could not take any time off to have to try to do anything. So I waited until April. Then my husband just lost his job, and he just started another one this week. But he lost his job like 2 weeks ago, and so I had found a new surgeon, knew everything, and then I don't even know if this new insurance is gonna pay for the surgery or not. But since I've been back home and I haven't been working, I've gained pretty much all the 60, almost what. I probably gained about another 25. I've gained about 25 pounds. So most of the weight that I have lost, I've almost gained back. So that's why I'm like laying my face to Jesus, because I was like spazzing out, y'all. I was freaking out. I got on the scale and I'm like, how the heck did I gain 20 pounds in 2 months? I have PCOS, and so I'm like, well, that's why. And then the bread, I haven't been eating keto bread. My refrigerator went out. I haven't been able to I got this little bitty mini fridge, and I ain't gonna lie, we have not been able to really buy the fruits and the veggies and the salads and all that stuff. I just barely been able to get anything in that little bitty refrigerator. So my health and my eating, my water intake has been trash. So the side note for that, I know I just gave y'all too much. But the side note for my health is not good. Thank God I don't have diabetes anymore. But if I don't get my weight back on track, I'm afraid that it could come back. And I worked really, really hard in 8 months to correct my A1C and get rid of diabetes. And I'm not going back. So y'all, that's why I'm digging into this. Like when I tell you, even if y'all don't want to dig into this, I'm digging in because I got to get myself together. And I just hope y'all come along for the ride with me. And my soul, my mind, my will, and emotion. Wednesday night, it was prayer on Wednesday night. Because no, we have C groups. We were watching the series The Chosen, which is about Jesus and his disciples. But since the season's over, the class is over, we started going to Wednesday night prayer. And it's just praying, and just he was going over the Lord's Prayer, breaking it down verse by verse, giving us actions to do. And in that moment, I just decided that it's my time to take control of my mind, my will, and my emotion. And it's really important to understand that the mind is a powerful thing, and if you don't control it, somebody or something else will. And it'll affect your will, like your willingness to do something, to get out of bed, to eat right, to take care of your family, yourself, you know, and then your emotions. Sometimes we're led by our emotions. That's the reason why I've been running from YouTube so long, because I'm so worried about what other people are going to think about me, or somebody's going to call me fat, or if I'm not going to be perfect behind the camera, or I've seen people be ripped to shreds for making one mistake. And I was just like, I don't want that. I don't want that. But it's not about me. It's about me helping you guys and in turn, it helps me as well stay on track. And so that's just, I guess I was not even trying to say all that today, but it was just, and I've already recorded this once, and then I was like, I turned the camera the wrong way, and I was like, crap. It was straight up and down. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to delete it and re-record this whole thing. But I pretty much said all of that to say this. Just take it one day at a time. Because it has taken me, I know I've been on YouTube for probably 10 years. I've tried to have weight loss surgery. Like, at this point, I've gotten approved for weight loss surgery twice. And I still have not had it. And so, that's a whole nother conversation. But it is a struggle. And I'm still fighting every day. And just because you love Jesus does not mean that we got it all together. It does not mean that we're perfect. It does not mean we don't make mistakes. He knows we make mistakes. He's not asking us to be perfect. He's just asking us to love and trust him, and he'll guide us. And so with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. Make sure you come back with your pen and paper, because the first thing we're going to talk about is how is your faith life. How are you what are you believing in? And we're going to get into it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And if for some reason you don't want to come to that one, still like, share, follow, subscribe, because there's other things on here that you can benefit from. Like I said, I'm not trying to push my beliefs down on anybody. I'm just telling you and opening my heart to you just to be a blessing to you, and just wrap my arms around you and hug you really tight and tell you that I love you. And we'll talk tomorrow. Bye.